Abu Talha called the Prophet ﷺ to pray on Umayr. Abu Umayr is his brother, whom had died when he was young, the son of Sulaim, and he's got a big story about it. So he called him to pray upon Abu Umayr when he died. Ya Aba Umayr, ماذا فعل النغير? So the Prophet ﷺ came and he offered the prayer by, first of all, he himself was the Imam, the Prophet of Allah. Abu Talha was behind him on his own. And Sulaim was behind them. So Prophet of Allah, he was the Imam. And he had only Sulaim and Abu Talha, the husband and the husband and the wife, the mother and the father of the child. So in the normal prayer, you put the person next to you if he is on his own. The Imam, and next to him on your right, the person who prays with you. But in the janazah, he made him to pray behind him. And then the wife Sulaim to be behind them. So we got 3 rows here. So this is the hadith to say that this is a jama'ah. The jama'ah is to be 3. Also, we know that the more people who pray upon the janazah, the better it is, and the more beneficiary to the deceased and to the people themselves. Prophet ﷺ said, any person who dies, that a group of Muslims reaching 100, praying upon him, seeking intercession for him, that their intercession will be taken into consideration. It reminds me of these people who passes petition to the people. The more, we need, for example, 100,000 in order to get such and such decision, which I don't believe in them. I don't believe in these petitions. That's my opinion anyway. But I'm just saying this is a petition which is, is going to take place. 100 people seek intercession, you're going to get it. So we need to have 100 people seeking the prayer or praying upon a person in his janazah. And also, not only that, the Prophet ﷺ, he's gone even less than 100. He said, any person from the Muslims who dies, and we had 40 men praying upon him, they do not associate anything with Allah. So the condition, they are 40, but they are monotheistic, no shirk. Allah will accept their intercession, accept their dua regarding this deceased. When these people pray behind the Imam, it is recommended to do 3 rows upwards. 3 rows upwards. 4, 5, 6, 7. But not less than 3 rows. We do have at the beginning of the Prophet ﷺ, he had lined up, for example, 2 rows, as in the story that we have mentioned before, regarding Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. But it looks like later on, the Prophet ﷺ, he made them in 3 rows. We have here Abu Umama radiallahu anhu narrates for us a hadith that the Prophet ﷺ, he prayed on a janazah and he had 7 people with him. So he and 7 people, companions. So how did he line them up? He could make them 1 row behind him. No, but he would make them 3 first row, then 2, and then 2. So we understand from this that the Prophet made them 3 rows from 7 people. Okay, so they were 8. They will have 2, 2, 2, 2, 3 rows or more. 9, still 4 rows, because it will be 3, 2. We understand as well that the minimum in the row is what? 2. What about Abu Talha? He was only 1 because there was nobody with him, and he cannot have Sulaim as a woman next to him. So he had another person with him, he would have been with him. So the rows is to be minimum of 2. The row itself, a saf. But the rows behind the Imam is the best 3 or upwards. Again, each saf, minimum of 2. If it's 1 person, he will be on his own. 2 people, they'll be in 1 row. 3 people, listen to me, 3 people in 1 row. Because you cannot have 2 and 1 behind. 4 people, 2 rows, 2, 2. 5 people, still 2 rows, 2 and 3, 3 and 2. 6 people, 3 rows. 7 people, 3 rows. Now you understand your maths. So the row is 2 as the minimum, but behind the Imam, 3 and upwards, that's the best. It's recommended, not compulsory. Second hadith, which is the Prophet he said, any Muslim who dies and 3 rows of the Muslims pray upon him. So that's why we had 3 rows. 3 rows of Muslims pray upon him, then he will have his sins forgiven. Subhanallah. That's why we are keen to make them 3 rows upwards. So 6 people, we'll make them 3 rows. 5 people, of course, 2 rows. You can't make them 3. 5. If the Imam had only 1 person with him, no men, no women, he would pray behind him. Not like the Jama'ah next to him, as we have said. Who's got the priority to pray upon the deceased? Is it the relative of his? Or is it the Imam of the masjid? The Khalifa, the person who's in charge, it is the Khalifa. Or the one who represents the Khalifa. Or the one who's the Imam, or the one who represents the Imam. Let's say the Imam left, and the person who takes over, for example, the second man, not the person who is relative of the deceased.